Alright. What is going on, everybody out in the TTC? Alright, I'll get straight into this. Unlike that long winding video from last time. Gloves are coming off. I'm going to pull them off because my Gamecocks have been disrespected by a guy who is a Georgia fan, so I kind of suspected he was a bit of a jackass to start with. But I wanted to let him go ahead and prove that before I called him one. So, I guess by now we've all seen your video, Uncle Lou. I guess stuck in the way back in the day, Uncle Lou, because you seem to think that the past is going to predicate the future. Well, wait a minute, I'm sorry, let me use simpler words for you since I'm talking to Georgia fans. And this jackass who apparently, wasn't smart enough to get into the Georgia boys or whatever you call that, those dumbass redneck rappers, idiots. This guy is smart enough to get into that group, so he's reduced to making videos on YouTube with us. So he's going to come on here and act like, well, since we haven't won the SEC means we're physically incapable of doing it this year. And I'm not making a prediction that we're going to. I'm just saying that the argument that because we haven't yet, that means we won't before or this year is just ridiculous, and you're an idiot. So first off, he wants to talk about our record versus Duke. If you happen to see the comment where he asked me about our record against Duke, and first off, it's kind of lame to use that numbers like that. If I'd have known that's how you're going to use those numbers, I would have lied about it. So, you could have given me a heads up on that, but thanks a lot. Anyway, we haven't played Duke since 1991, as I explained in that comment. So, do you think that's really relevant? Does anybody else out there think that our record versus Duke is relevant in any way, shape, or form, by the way? Especially since we haven't played them in almost 25 years. And I guess Uncle Lou doesn't know this because he's an idiot. But I'll give him credit. He probably knows what you're talking about in terms of Georgia football. But obviously that's about it. So Duke used to be a hell of a lot better than they have been, in the 80s and 90s. They were a pretty relevant, nationally relevant team in certain periods in the 30s and the 50s and into the 60s. And, they did kind of tear us up then. They didn't start getting really bad till about the mid to late 70s and through the 80s. And then they had a good run when Spurrier was there in the late 80s. And then 90s, they were just, since, have been kind of terrible until the last couple seasons where they picked it up. But anyway, once they started getting really terrible in the 70s and 80s, even we were dominating their asses. So, I'm not trying to brag about that. I'm just saying, once they got really bad, even we were kicking their asses. Like I've tried to tell you, in the last 10, we were 8-1-1 against them. So, yeah, they got us when they were a better team, but once they got to where we think of Duke nowadays, even we were destroying them. So, learn what you're talking about before you try to make up crap like that. Act like, and even just don't even act like that's even relevant, because see, the thing is, if Dylan Thompson, tosses a long ball out to one of our receivers who's wide open because the guy who was the backup water boy last year is out trying to cover him because everybody else is over in lockup on your team, he's not going to be thinking, well, what's our record versus Duke? What did this program do 30 years ago? That's not going to matter, and stop acting like it matters, because that's the best that you got. If that's what you're trying to hide behind, then you should just hang your dumbass head in shame. And that's all there is to it. And you want to talk about SEC co-riders and bottom feeders being SEC co-riders. Man, look at what you're saying. Well, South Carolina hasn't won the SEC. How much has Georgia had to do with that recently? Not a damn thing. Because not only have we beaten y'all 3 of the last 4 years, even when y'all got us last year, and then you just kind of went to shit and had all your injuries and blah, 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 blah. And you did a lot more going to shit than y'all are willing to admit. You want to say, oh, it's nothing but injuries, that's what derailed us. Yeah, I'm not discounting that, but you also did a lot of going to shit too. So, just, go over to the, Athens City lockup and ask your players how much they think that our history is going to matter. Because it's not going to be relevant to this game this year. And I guess we can go ahead and get started on the hate week already if you want, because if you're going to bring in this kind of stupid shit, then we can go ahead and get going. See, I've already told Haas that y'all are going to embarrass yourselves before and after the game in regards to a bet that I'm about to make with you, or propose to you. So, thanks for going ahead and proving me right about that, at least as far as the before the game goes. so you come here from me making these kind of stupid ass arguments. You can get your asses embarrassed. That's all there is to it. So if you're feeling so confident, Uncle Lou, and any other Georgia video makers, Ugga Boy and Magnum, I'll go ahead and make a bet with y'all guys, because we all know, everybody in TTC knows that if you want to make a bet with the Georgia guy, you have to do it before Georgia falls to all to hell and the Georgia guys go and disappear off YouTube. Talking about anybody else disappearing or us disappearing off YouTube. Look at your damn own house, man. Because every single year, the past couple years, y'all falling all to shit and y'all guys vanish. It's like you turn on the light and the freaking roaches scatter. That's what happens every time y'all stop winning or fall out of contention. And blah blah blah. Oh, we're all busy. We have lives. Bullshit. I have a full-time job. I'm in grad school. I know what it's like to be busy. So don't try that shit with me. And don't try this Magnum's famous line. Oh well, I have busy. I got stuff to do. I'm trying to make something in my life. Blah blah blah. Man, see, here's the thing. It's just really funny to everybody out here who has sense enough to understand the pattern that it seems like your professors and employers just collude to make your life so incredibly busy right after Georgia loses. Every single time they lose, you just vanish like a damn roach when you turn on the light. We talk about us disappearing off YouTube. Get a life, you dumbass. Anyway, like I said, before y'all guys disappear like you do every year recently, I'll propose a bet with you guys, since y'all are feeling so confident about your chances of kicking our asses in our house. I say the fans of the losing team have to carry a sign out at the busiest intersection in the town that y'all live in. And if y'all win, I say that the signs say, let's make up something funny and embarrassing. Or at least I'll carry a sign that says, our cocks got chewed by bulldogs yesterday. And I carried around the day after the game. And if we win, y'all's sign has to say, we got too much cock yesterday. How about that? And the letters have to be big enough to where anybody driving by can see it and read it quickly as they go through the intersection. And you can put a Georgia logo on the poster too, because you see a sign like that out in Hickville, Redneck Town, Georgia, wherever the hell y'all live. There's probably all kinds of blah 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 about, oh look at this damn faggot talking about getting caught up. I'm from Georgia and I'm stupid. You have to deal with that, and I'm not trying to get y'all shot. I just want to get y'all embarrassed. So that's the bet. I propose to y'all. Let me know what you think. If you're feeling confident enough to make it, let me know what you think before y'all guys disappear like you always do when y'all fall out of contention. So that's my bet. And Uncle Lou, if you don't have anything better than that you just brought, then you just get off YouTube.